So it used to be, now I want you to see this. This property.
I feel like there are more tents and stuff here than when we were here a couple weeks ago.
Yes, it happens all the time. So this property right here,
Yeah.
fenced, and he patrols it. So you see no camps. So the way the property line goes here is on this side of the street where you see that white pickup, where you see the fence line.
Yeah.
If you keep drawing a line dead south, that is a 20-acre parcel of property that goes that direction. So south and east. From here over, this property right here actually belongs to Tollwood.
Oh.
And so they are actually responsible for cleaning this up. So what's happened is, over the last several years, while that encampment used to be probably 70 or 80 yards into the woods, it has gotten so big that they have all come out all the way out to here. This was all heavily underbrushed. You could not see in there even a year ago. They have cleared out all of this underbrush.
I feel like, okay, we were here, a couple of weeks ago, right, Josh? And no, there was a truck that was bringing in a load of lumber to build stuff.
There, if we walked all the way back there, like probably several hundred yards and crossed the creek, which is very dangerous at this moment, you would find that there are little cabins. There's little cities in there. We had a homicide back there, shooting homicide, and the investigators had to go back there and light up the scene. And in the photos, you can actually see that there are fenced off little properties. So they have fenced properties with their double tents in there, and then it says posted, keep out, no trespassing, and then you can almost see like a little road, and it's just cleared out brush, and then somebody else has their little tent behind their little fence here. I mean, there's actual little I want to say little neighborhoods back there.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if they're there now, because obviously they're all shanty put together, so the wind and whatever may have taken those down, they just build more. But this entire thing right here, that wasn't there a month ago.
What, right, when we were here, I feel like this stuff wasn't this close last time,
Right.
if I recall.
And they've come to higher ground, and because it's so full back there, they can't get back there. So what they've done is they've created a road at the along the fence line here. I think there's probably a car about 2/3 of the way down there, not even, and it's in the middle of that road right now.
How often are you guys called out here?
Quite often, but like,
Do you ever get calls from within the encampment? You do?
yeah, there was a machete attack where they called from within the encampment, and they had to guide us in, and somebody got somebody almost got their hand chopped off by the machete, and we pulled him out, got him to the hospital. He had to go to Harborview.
Did you guys find the assailant?
Got the assailant, arrested him. There was the county did a huge drug investigation back there with because we don't have a drug unit anymore, but they have their drug unit, gang and drug task force. They did a huge investigation, both Bellingham and county SWAT. We went in early one morning to take the main tent down that we had a search warrant for. The main dope dealer got snagged in Oregon. He was on his way back up here. Oregon State Police found him. 75,000 pills of fentanyl on him.
Oh my God.
And he was coming back up here. 75,000 pills. In the other encampment that we cleaned last May, I was in there one day, and there was a truck sitting up on the hill, and I noted the truck, and I noted the plate, and I recognized who he was, and I knew he's a dope dealer. So he just basically drove his truck up the hill and planted himself there, and he made all the people crawl, limp, whatever, from their tents to come get their fentanyl from him. He sat in his nice new truck with his big it's one of those drink containers that you're supposed to be able to, it's a drink container, keeps water cold.
Oh,
there was no
like
water
the
in.
Yetis.
Yeah, it was full of fentanyl pills.
Full of pills.
He had a gun on him, and he was sitting in that encampment with those starving, tired, ill, drug-addicted people, and he had $17,000 of cash in his pocket. Now, I don't know what you think 17 grand can buy, but I know damn well that it could have bought every one of those people a place
Something
to
to
stay
eat, yeah.
and something to eat
Yeah.
and some new clothes. So he's sitting there, 17 grand in his pocket, gun in his jeans, and then he's just passing out the pills like they're sugar candy as people deigned to come and visit him on high in his truck. Now, we arrested him a day later, and that's how we figured out that container was full of, because I saw the container in his truck at some point in time, and I think, well, okay, he has this little cold drink there, but it's actually full of
Yeah.
Fentanyl pills. And he just sits right there at the edge of the encampment and makes everybody come to him.
Yeah.
And, that was during the time where at least we arrested him for possession with intent, even though our prosecutors really didn't have a measurable amount of what possession with intent was now, because they took it all away, right? Now our prosecutors like, well, possession with intent, we're hearing that people are smoking 30 or 40 pills a day. So if you arrest a person with 30 or 40 pills, that's just possession. That's not possession with intent. I said, but I can argue that their cell phone is buzzing. They have small baggies. They have all of these broken up into little...
All of the things that have always qualified, regardless of whether you had an 8-ball or an ounce.
Mm-hmm. But our prosecutors were a little reticent. And so at least this guy had like 1,200 or 1,500 pills. So that obviously went. And that was the one of 3 times within rapid fire, because we arrested him for delivery or possession with intent, and he got out. And then we arrested him again with possession with intent, took his car, searched the car, found more pills, another gun. So weapons violation and the drugs, and he was released again. And then we had to arrest him again.
And was he from this area?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was from this area. So it's brutal, and we know that
Feels brutal on every side.
It is absolutely brutal, and it's like our officers are frustrated.
I'm grateful that you guys have stuck around, but how maddening.